Hi and welcome back to our page. Right, we need to talk about why people are failing their CQC registration interviews, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. These are real mistakes that have got real people rejected in 2025, and they're applying for their first registration. I'm going to show you 10 red flags that make CQC inspectors say no to new providers. Some of these might shock you because they seem small, but trust me, they matter. I've spoken to people who've been rejected at registration stage, and I've even spoken to someone who used to work at CQC. This is insider knowledge. Now, here's the thing. CQC wants you to pass. They need good providers entering the market. But if you show any of these red flags, you're making their decision really easy. They'll reject your application. At the end of this video, you'll know exactly what not to do and how to prepare properly for your registration interview. And please, if you've had your CQC registration interview recently, drop a comment below and tell us what went well or what went wrong. It helps everyone preparing. So let's dive in. Here's scenario 1. CQC asks you, tell me about a time in your previous role when something went wrong and how you handled it. The wrong answer? Well, in my last job, we had a medication error, but it wasn't really my fault. The staff member who made the mistake was new, and they hadn't been properly trained by the manager. Also, their medication system was really confusing, so anyone could have made that mistake. The family overreacted as well. Why would this fail? You've just told CQC that when things go wrong, you blame everyone else. Even though this was your previous role, CQC is watching how you think. Leaders own their problems. The right answer would be, in my previous role as deputy manager, we had a medication error. Even though I wasn't the registered manager, I took responsibility for my part in it. I should have noticed during supervisions that the staff member needed more support. I immediately reported it, apologised to the family, and worked with my manager to improve our training. That experience taught me how important proper induction is, which is why in my service, every staff member will have a thorough competency assessment before they administer medication independently. Why does this work? Well, you've shown accountability even when you weren't the top person. You've learned from it and you've connected it to your future service. That's leadership. Scenario 2. CQC asks, what's your understanding of liberty protection safeguards? Here's the wrong answer. I don't really know much about that. I've heard of DOLS, but liberty protection safeguards is new. I'll probably learn about it once I'm registered. So here's why this fails. You've just admitted you're not keeping up to date with legislation. LPS is replacing DOLS. And if you don't know that, how can you lead a service? The right answer would be, I know that liberty protection safeguards are replacing DOLS. Whilst the implementation has been delayed, I'm keeping up to date through Skills for Care and CQC guidance. The key changes are that care home managers will have more responsibility. The system will be faster and it covers more settings. I'm planning to attend training on this before it goes live, so my team and I are ready for when it's implemented. Here's why this works. You've shown you're proactive, you're learning, and you understand change is coming. Even if you don't know everything, you can have a plan that's acceptable to CQC. Here's another scenario. How will you ensure person-centered care? And the wrong answer? We'll have a person-centered care policy. All staff will read it during induction, we'll follow CQC regulations and make sure everyone has a care plan. We'll do reviews every 6 months as required. So why would this fail? You've just recited policies, you haven't mentioned a single real person, and CQC wants to know that you see people, not just paperwork. Here's a correct answer. Person-centered care means seeing the person and not the task. In my previous role, we supported Mrs. Chen, who loved gardening. Her care plan could have just said support with daily activities, but instead we connected her with a local gardening club. She went every Thursday and her mood completely transformed. That's what I'll bring to my service. It's about discovering what matters to each person and making it happen. Not what's convenient for us, but what brings them joy and purpose. So here's why this answer works. You've brought it to real life with an example from your own experiences. You've shown you understand that care is about quality of life, not compliance. And here's another. Walk me through how you would handle a safeguarding allegation. The wrong answer here would be, well, I'd follow the safeguarding policy and notify the local authority. I take it really seriously and make sure everything is done properly. I've read about safeguarding, so I know it's important. So why would this fail, you may ask? This is too vague. CQC wants to see that you can think through a real scenario step by step, even if you haven't run your own service yet. The right answer here would be, let me walk you through a scenario. If a family member told me their mum said a carer was rough with her, first I'd ensure she's safe right now. I'd speak to her privately to understand what happened, and second, I'd remove that carer from her rota immediately whilst I investigate. Third, I'd report it to the local authority safeguarding team and notify CQC the same day. Fourth, I'd investigate thoroughly, speaking to the person, the carer, and any witnesses. Fifth, I'd take appropriate action based on findings which could include disciplinary action or dismissal. Finally, I'd review what we can learn to prevent this happening again. I'd also support the person who raised the concern because we need a culture where people feel safe to speak up. Here's why this works. Even though you haven't had this happen in your own service yet, you've demonstrated you can think through the process logically and thoroughly. You know the steps, you understand both protection and learning, and that's all CQC needs to see. Here's the next one. You're short-staffed for a night shift and you haven't started your service yet. How will you ensure you always have enough staff? And here's how to answer this incorrectly. I'd call around to find someone, but if I genuinely can't find anyone, I'd probably reduce some of the night visits or combine some calls to make it work. I mean, we still need to operate, right? The business has to keep running, and maybe some people could just have a shorter visit that night. Here's why this wouldn't work. You've just told CQC you'd compromise people's care to keep the business running. This is the biggest red flag of all. Safety before profits, always. Here's the right answer. I've thought really carefully about this because staffing is one of the biggest risks in care. First, I'm building a robust bank staff list before we even take on our first client. Second, I'll maintain a minimum of 20% extra staffing capacity. And third, if we're ever in a situation where we can't cover safely, I'll work the shift myself. I'm trained and competent. Fourth, if that's not possible, I'd contact families and the local authority and explain the situation honestly. I would never reduce care to unsafe levels just to keep running. If we can't provide safe care, we shouldn't provide care at all. That's non-negotiable. And here's why this works. You've shown you prioritise other people before profit. You've also shown you've planned for the risk, and CQC needs to know you'll make the hard decision when safety is at stake. Next, how many people are you planning to support initially? What's your staffing structure, and what are your financial projections? Here's how to answer this incorrectly. I'm not exactly sure yet. Probably start with a few clients and see how it goes. I'll hire staff as I need them. Financially, I think we'll be okay. I haven't done all the numbers yet, but I'm sure it will work out. Here's why this is obviously a fail. You're asking CQC to register you, but you haven't planned your business properly. This shows you're not prepared to run a service. It's not just about care, it's about sustainability. Here's how to answer this correctly. I'm planning to start with a maximum of 10 people in the first 3 months whilst we establish our systems and culture. I've already recruited 2 full-time senior carers and 4 part-time staff members, all DBS cleared and trained. My financial projections show we'll break even at 8 clients, and I have 3 months of operating costs in reserve. I'm not rushing to grow quickly, I'm focusing on delivering excellent care to a small number of people first, then growing sustainably based on demand and our capacity to maintain quality. This works because it shows you've done your homework. You're realistic, you're focused on quality over quantity, and you understand business sustainability. CQC wants to know you'll still be here in a year and not that you'll just go bust in about 3 months. Next, walk me through your complaints procedure. What happens if someone complains? The wrong answer obviously would be, well, I hope we won't get any complaints because we'll provide really good care. But if someone does complain, I'll deal with it properly. I'll investigate and sort it out. I'm a reasonable person, so I'm sure we can resolve things. This fails because you sound like you're hoping problems won't happen, rather than being prepared for when they do. Every service gets complaints, and CQC wants to see you have a proper system, not just good intentions. To answer this correctly, you would say, our complaints procedure has clear steps. First, complaints can be made verbally, in writing, by email, or through our website. We've made it really accessible. Second, I'll acknowledge every complaint within 3 working days. Third, I'll investigate thoroughly, speaking to everyone involved. Fourth, I'll respond in writing within 20 working days and my findings and any actions were taken. Fifth, if they're still not happy, I'll signpost them to CQC, the local government ombudsman, or advocacy services. I'll also log every complaint in our system and review them quarterly to spot any themes. Complaints are opportunities to improve, not problems to hide from. This works because you've demonstrated you have a proper procedure with timescales. You've made it accessible, you understand escalation routes, and most importantly, you see complaints as learning opportunities. This is mature professional thinking. Here's another scenario. A family wants their mum to stay in bed all day because they're worried she'll fall. Your staff think she should be encouraged to move. The lady herself wants to get up. What do you do? And here's the wrong answer. I'd probably do what the family wants. They know her best and we don't want her to fall and injure herself. It's safer if she stays in bed. This would fail because you've just violated the Mental Capacity Act. If the lady has capacity and wants to get up, it's her decision, not the family's. And, most importantly, not yours. This is a fundamental rights issue. The right answer here would be, first, I'd assess if the lady has capacity to make this decision. If she does, it's her choice to get up, and we support her to do so safely. I'd involve the family, explain her rights, do a risk assessment, maybe add mobility aids or more frequent checks, but I wouldn't restrict her freedom. Dignity of risk is important. Our job is to enable her to live her life, not control it. I'd work with the family to help them understand that keeping her in bed actually increases risks like pressure sores, muscle wastage, and depression. We find the safest way to support what she wants and not the easiest way to keep her contained. This works because it shows you understand MCA, you understand rights, and you balance risk with independence. You also show how you'd work with worried families, and this is sophisticated thinking. Next question is, what activities are you registering for? What notifications must you send to CQC? The wrong answer here would be, we're registering for care, obviously. I think it's personal care and maybe some other stuff. Notifications? I know we have to tell you about deaths and safeguarding and probably some other things. I'll check the guidance once we're registered. This fails because you're applying to be registered and you don't even know what you're registering for. You don't know when to notify CQC, and this is basic. This will get you rejected immediately. The right answer here would be, we're registering for personal care as our regulated activity. I must notify CQC about deaths, serious injuries, safeguarding concerns, DOLS applications, police involvement in any incidents that stop the service running safely. I also know I must notify you if I'm going to be absent for more than 28 days, and these notifications must be made without delay, which typically means within 24 hours for serious incidents. I've already set up systems to ensure I'm informed immediately of any notifiable event, so I can report them to you promptly. This works because it's clear, confident, and comprehensive. You know your legal duties, and this is non-negotiable knowledge. You've also shown you already thought about how you'll notify them and what things need notifying. The next question would be, why do you want to run a service? The wrong answer? I've worked in care for a long time, and I think I'd be good at running my own service. There's good money in domiciliary care, and I like being my own boss. I'm ready for the next step in my career. And here's why this would fail. You've made it about you and money, not about the people you support. CQC wants to know you care, and not just that you want a business. The right answer here would be, I want to run a care service because I've seen so many places that treat people as tasks, not as individuals. I believe everyone deserves care that respects their dignity, their choices, and their right to live well. I want to create a service where staff feel valued, where families feel heard, and where the people we support feel empowered. Yes, it's a business, but it's a business built on values. My vision is to provide care that I would be happy for my own mum to receive. Care isn't just about what we do, it's who we are. Every decision I make will be guided by one question. Is this in the best interest of the people we support? Why this works is because passion, values, vision, personal connection is shown. This is why you do this work. CQC wants leaders who genuinely care, and this answer shows your heart and conviction. Right then, those are the 10 red flags that will get you your CQC registration application rejected. If you recognize yourself in any of these, don't panic. Now you know what to fix. The good news is all of these things are fixable. You just need to prepare properly. Know your business plan, understand your procedures and think through scenarios. Show your values and take responsibility. Be honest about what you know and what you're still learning. Now here's the thing. If you're serious about getting your CQC registration, and if you want to pass your interview the first time, then you're exactly in the right place. This is what we do. We specialize in helping new providers just like you get registered with CQC. We've helped dozens of people pass their registration interviews, and we can help you too. We offer one-to-one interview coaching where we practice these exact scenarios with you, spot your red flags before CQC does, and get you interview ready. We also help you with your statement of purpose, your policies, your business planning, and everything you need to get registered. So don't go into that interview unprepared and hope for the best. Let us help you get it right the first time. If you want our help, here's what to do. You can email us at hello@caresyncexperts.co.uk or call us directly. We'll have a chat about where you are in your registration journey and how we can support you. And listen, I really want to hear from you in the comments. If you've had your CQC registration interview recently, drop a comment below and let us know. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe and share this video.